Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to episode 3 of Rebuilding Dundee United. As always, thanks for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you smash that like button if you're enjoying the series. Make sure you subscribe if you're new and you go and check out all my other content. And, you know, if you really want to help me out, keep the wife off my back. You can always become a patron. It really helps the channel, helps me. So thank you very much. Now, episode 2 is the first year back in the Premiership and I think we did okay. I went down a certain strategy when it came to recruitment. And I was going to go down use a different strategy in season 3 because I really wanted to do something different and, you know, test the waters and see what we could achieve. So I think we've had, well, I don't want to spoil it for you. It could be good, it could be bad. Some people might view it as a failure, some people might view it as a success. But as always, I've got to share it with you first and then you can make a judgment at the end. Make sure you get involved in the comments, sit back, relax, and let's get stuck into season 3 with Dundee United. Well, that was easy. It took me 3 years, did me a couple of badges, and I'm now up to the maximum. I've got my pro license. Hopefully I can improve a bit now. It's going to help on the training ground, help with all sorts of aspects of my management style, and we can have a successful season this year. Can't wait, you know. Can't wait. But like I said, I had a different strategy. Now, last year, like I kept saying, I always feel once you get the first season out of the way, you can have a good you get good players coming through on a free, and we signed a lot of players on a free, a lot of good players like Alexi Garcia, you know, some really good players from good clubs, and obviously we did well. I mean, we kind of tailed off at the end of it, didn't we, in the Champions group, but we did well. First season back in the Premiership, I was well happy with that. Obviously we made some money. A lot of them sales are little crap players, no offence. Nathan Cooney was one that I couldn't do anything about, and that was a running theme here. We've got a great academy and we haven't even maxed out our facilities. But Dundee make good prospect players for the level we're at. But clubs just want to nick them off you. I've spent this entire third season, honestly, turning down offers from Rangers and Celtic and other clubs for some of my players. And I've managed to keep hold of a group of them that I really want to progress over the coming seasons. But when it came to this year, I thought, well, I looked in the free market and it wasn't great. It wasn't great. And I wanted to kick on, so I thought, let's dip back into the loans. This is a country where if you're not in Europe, you can have as many loans as you want, pretty much. Let's do that. Let's borrow other people's talents and see if they can kick us on. Now then, going into this year, as you can probably see straight away from this, I have brought in a good few loans. We've signed a lot of free players as well. There's still good players out there. And I've actually made a couple of signings, all because we've generated a crap ton of money. Now, you know, a lot of that money came from the sale of Chris Mockery. That's my friend. The Dundee United fan. Thank you very much, pal. Chris Mockery. I love that name. Obviously, he couldn't do anything about it. He tried to stop it. City took him. We're rich. Alex Garcia or Alexi Garcia, whatever you want to call him. Palace and I want to say Newcastle came in, both with £5 million bids. He's only worth 5.25 at the time. And I said no, he got pissed off. And I thought, do you know what? I can get good midfielders. You're good, but I can get good ones. I don't care. 5 million is a lot of money for us, so I sold him. Flynn Duffy's one of our kids who I couldn't stop going to Rangers. That was well annoying. A lot of the others I've got rid of on purpose. So we generated a load of money. I've only spent 800 grand. I brought in some talent, and I'm going to spend that money elsewhere on the facilities. Well happy with this. We've not been able to do anything like this so far. And when you think how the players we create anyway, it's going to get better, surely. So they've pumped a good few million, like half of that money, not half of it, probably about 6 million in total, into improving the training facilities and the youth facilities. So super excited with that. Plus, because we're richer, I could expand my staff. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It's still getting there. It's still a work in progress. I could still get a few extra people in at this moment in time and make it better. But, you know, it's good, isn't it? I'm happy with it. So then, you may have noticed certain players leaving, certain players staying maybe as soon as you see this. And I just want to run through the main guys, really. Now, we've had a good goalkeeper. He was good. He's been a goalkeeper for 2 years. But I found a lad on a free called Mitchell who I thought was a bit better. So I had to decide. So I got rid of the guy who would probably moan the most for not playing. And I was on more money wage-wise. I've really tried to get rid of some crap who are on high wages and really like funnel all that money into these loan signings. And I've made some good loan signings. So let's start looking at the goalkeepers. And my backup is still my backup. He don't moan and he's decent. For now, he's staying the backup. Our new keeper is Jonathan Mitchell, who I think is very good. He's only 26. He's English. I just think he's a bit better. Moving over to left back, we've still got Jamie Robson, who is still only 23. I think he's a good player. He gets a lot of interest this year from a few clubs in Scotland. Love his hair. He's going nowhere. It rhymes. His backup's going to be the new boy, Daniel Harvey. He's 23 years old and a good little player. Could probably push him, really, for a first team shot. Over to the right backs, and we've still got Liam Smith. Again, he's a good fullback, and he's young still. So I've liked my fullback so far. It was the central defenders that's been a bit old and a bit shit, especially last year. But you know, he's still a good player, and I've brought in this kid on a free, Jordan Lawrence Gabriel, who I think is really good. Could be a good asset to us. 22 years old, really good player, man. Got loads of pace, so that's quite exciting. Now, like I said, I want to improve my central defenders, and we kind of have. I'm also kind of taking a gamble with some kids. So the main player is this lad who I think is amazing. Now, I will just put this out there straight away. We've loaned him from Chelsea. His contract's finishing. And I'm just going to do it before I forget it. I put in an offer for him in January, and he's up for talking. We go through the whole deal. And then about a day later, Chelsea cancel it because they trigger the extension in his contract, which is very disappointing. We've also got this kid who I've promoted. He ain't got a face yet. I'm going to try and get around to it. Similar to my Stockport save, and it'll update my face pack with certain players. So I think Adam Hutchison's real. So let me know what he's like in real life, because he looks like he's got potential on here. I like his pace. I like his tackling. I like his marking, his positioning. He's got the basis at 18 to be very, very, very good. So we are giving this kid a chance. And he's at the minute, he's the second best central defender. We've also got, is Nielsen a midfielder? I think Nielsen's a defensive midfielder who can cover there. He's also from down below. Greg Daly, he's another kid, but obviously he's a regen. He's come from one of my youth intakes. And then Lawrence is that right back. So, you know, maybe I've got a bit of work still there to do at this point on the 1st of August. Keep your eyes out on that. Into the centre of the park, and of course Ross Garcia, and he was good last year. What, £5 million for a player that cost me nothing? We signed him on a free from Man City. Can't turn that down. And I think we've got some good players. We've loaned in this lad who looks awesome. He's on loan from Leicester. I think he's better than Garcia. Portuguese. The next, Bruno Fernandes, they call him. Who else have we got here? Obviously Glass, one of our own. Young kid. I'm going to give him a push this year, see what he can do. Obviously, the main man himself. He's got the power. It's Dylan Powers. Awesome. Henriksen, very, very good player. I thought he'd be good, and I think he was great for us last year. Loads of international experience. Joe Newell, he's a new boy, can play out left, can play in the centre. Signed him on a free. I quite like him, to be fair. We've got anyone else? I think that's about it in the centre. We've got a few kids as well promoted. Onto the wings, we've got Danny Rowe still from last year. Hopefully he can have another good season. He was pretty good for us. Joe Newell can play out there. Apierre, but I might try and sell him at this point, I think. On the right, wait to see this kid. You probably know him if you're a Scouser. He hasn't got a face, but I'm guessing he's real. Our first ever wonder kid. He's not ours, we've loaned him, but we've got our hands on a little wonder kid, Harvey Elliott. Watch how good this kid is. What a player. We've also got this lad, Mr. Hakib Adelakun. Hakib, I butchered your name, mate, but I'm trying my best. I think he's a very good player as well. That's quite exciting. Up top, of course, the man himself, Shankers. Can't beat him, best striker, not just in Scotland, not just in Britain, not just in Europe, but the world. Trust me. Like I said, we've got Apierre, but might try and move him on. Striker wise, there's still a few things I want to do. We've got this kid as well I'm promoting who's got good pace, good flair, got a bit to work on, but he's 18. He might do us a job. And we're sitting in now with not a lot to spend, a bit of wiggle room in the wages, and hopefully can bring some more players in. But with 10 million, nearly 11 million in the bank, now that'll go down as the season progresses, but that is a great place for his club. Financially sound, we've already paid for our new training facilities, they're getting built. Got a good young team, and I've got some good young players. And these are the potential of some of them young players. Look, 17, 18, 16, 17. These are kids who have come through the academy. While I've been here, John and Kane's unhappy because Rangers wanted him. I said no. And they aren't coming with a bid big enough for the board to take over. So he's not going anywhere. All the others have given new contracts to. Or I'm in the process of giving. David McLaren, what a name. I want him to become good. He's an angry little sod. He's quick already. 16. See what I mean? I just feel like we've got some players here. I've got another striker here, Callum. Scullion, Lewis, Ritchie, Scott Duncan in the middle. It's like the spine of a team. We've got a goalkeeper there and all, haven't we? Forgot about him, our Dave. How can I forget about our Dave? So, if this series carries on over the next couple of years, hopefully that group, especially a core little group like that, if we can keep them, start blooding them in this season and then push towards them next year and get. All depends on how many years you put into it, but that is a good future. Now, I still had some big moves to make in the loan market. 2 players, one especially was going to be game changing. I've had him before in other rebuilds, so I was excited about that. We've broke the mould. Now, no offence, but we're only predicted to be 5th. Okay, and last year I think the media dream team was all Celtic. They're the top team in the country. No offence to Rangers fans, but at the minute they are, aren't they, on there anyway? But we brought the mould there. Shankerland, it's official, is the greatest striker in all of Scotland, and the new boy we've got from Chelsea is the best defender. He's better than Holding. We all know that. So we're breaking that mould. We're edging in, dipping our toes in, getting better and better. Went on a tour of England again. I think my choices are either England or Israel. I think. Similar to when you're low league in England, you can either go Scotland, Wales or Israel for some reason. Probably nobody wants to go to Israel, do they? But this was decent. I'm happy. Played beating Blackpool, Huddersfield, Bolton, Fleetwood. All like good teams. Championship League 1 teams. And of course, in pre-season, you play the Betfred Cup group stage, which I really enjoy. I love this. I love it. I look forward to it every year. And we've done well again. Played 4-1-4, looking absolutely fierce. If you want to see all the results, I'll click that for you. I mean, look at the... Is it Brechin? 8-1. But my main plan, really, I've got to be honest, try and get into Europe. We need European football, a bit more money, more games, more ticket sales, better quality of player maybe, even on free, even if we're doing frees. That's my aim, some kind of European football. And to get higher than 6th. That would be nice. So obviously the league has kicked off. We haven't played at this point. Scottish Cup, we want quarter-final of both cups. As you can see, we have drawn Falkirk. Look at the leading goal scorers already for us. It's scored 6 goals already. Now it's the 26th of September, a bit of a random date to jump back into, but I want to show you the 3 players that I signed since we last were with you. And the first one is Anthony Gordon. Can play out wide, can play up front. Very, very good player. Worth 11 million on loan from Everton. To help with the defending, which I felt we really needed to. I mean, we got a good centre-half and a good prospect and some kids. I needed someone else with a bit of quality. And this was the best I could get. Brandon Cooper, who I still think is good, despite his potential ability rating. I think his all-round game's decent for the level we're at. So, I'm happy. I'm really happy with this because this lad can cover in defence if he need to, but all over midfield in the centre. It's James Garner, Man United lad. Very good young player on this game. Good player to get on loan. I've had him a couple of times on a few rebuilds in England and he's done well, like in the Championship. So I'm expecting him in Scotland to be top level. So very excited to get him. But the real reason I've stopped here was just because of the start we made in the league. At this point was brilliant. I'm not even going to be funny. It was awesome. Joint top. Now there's a long way to go. And I wasn't thinking, we're going to win the league. We've got the most injuries in the league at this point. But Elliott, brilliant. Shankland's brilliant. Well, that's just brilliant. I mean, look at it. We're up there with freaking Celtic and Rangers. We haven't got the finances of Celtic. Look at their summer. You remember seeing my summer? Look at their summer. They managed to make 134 million in player sales. Callum McGregor, Nitcham, Bolly, Dembele, Forrest. I mean, they've sold a lot of talent. And you think, shit, maybe it's our year. And then you look who they bought. They spent 74 million, which is... Premier League teams don't spend 74 million. And if you're interested in the games we've played already, just to see how that start happened, look at this. We drew with Rangers, great way to start at home, and then we went on a freaking 5-game unbeaten run. And then we've just drawn with Celtic 0-0 away, right? We've only let in 1 goal. That's hopefully going to be the difference maker this year. A bit more quality, a bit more strength in depth, maybe even a better goalkeeper. Because we can score goals. I just think we were shit defending last year. If we can keep that up, do really well this year. Welcome back. It's the 16th of January. We had Christmas a couple of weeks ago and we're well into a brand new year. It's 2022 and this could be a fantastic year for Dundee United because look at that. We're getting new training facilities, new facilities again. So alright, I'm not spending that money on players, but we're pumping it into the facilities. Not only that, we're expanding the stadium and we're going to be putting bums on seats because right now Right now we're top of the league. Hey, lost 3. Celtic have only lost 1, but at the minute they've got a game in hand. That looks nice, doesn't it? Done it. Will we stay there? Have to wait and see. But that looks nice. And look at these for defensive stats. 9 conceded. Next up it's freaking Celtic with 15. This is the difference maker, isn't it? I wanted to improve the defence. I didn't think we improved it at this level. Keeper's brilliant. He was definitely a massive improvement, that keeper. Now some of you said, why don't you loan Chris back? But yeah, cheers Dave. But he chose to go to West Brom on loan instead of coming home. So he really cares about us, doesn't he? Little shithead. Apparently worth 24.5 million. Back to the other stats, the attacking stats. And we're scoring a lot of goals. Celtic are very good though. Celtic are Celtic. You've seen the money they can spend. But I've enjoyed this season so far. And we're doing alright. You've seen us in the league. We are bossing it. How are we doing in the cups? Well, of course you knew. We had Falkirk away in the second round of the Betfred. And we battered them 3-1. Definitely deserved us. I like a bit of Falkirk. I well wish I had that shirt. It wouldn't fit me. I was 11 when I had a Falkirk shirt. But I think there's one thing I really want to do, and that's get some football shirts. My friend, the Unflushable, gave me a link for the Dundee shop, and they were selling the kits I really wanted. This one, I really wanted this one, and I took that one, but I really love that shirt. 18 quid. I was so excited until I realised they were all sold out. Next up, it was the quarterfinals, and we drew Morton at home. Bit tougher, you might be able to tell, but I kind of B-teamed it. Took a risk. Because we're doing so well in the league, and we got through. Just where we came up against Celtic. Yeah, got to do this because, you know, I felt like I'm gonna do these. Could we do them just this once and get to a final? Because if we got to the final, I reckon we could win it. But no, we missed out in the semis. When it comes to the Scottish Cup, the big one, we've only played one game so far, and that's the 4th round. Against the Mighty Hearts, who we beat 2-0, 2 goals from Shankland. Very good freaking performance, actually. Garner is an absolute beast. Garner, Henriksen, Powers. We've got some very good players, you know. But of course, it's derbies. They're the fun ones. We played Dundee, the D, twice this year, and beat them both times, to be fair. So yeah, we beat them 3-0 at Tannadice, and then we went to, what's their place called? Has it got a sponsorship name? The Kilmac Stadium, Dens Park in it, and beat him 2-1. These are our fixtures as a whole. If you're interested, you want to pause it and have a look. Maybe you're a fan of one of these teams. You want to see how we did against your team. And we've been very good up until maybe recently. We've got beat off Celtic, losing against Ross County, losing against St Mirren. So this has really affected us. So when you see where we are in the league, if we hadn't faulted against these teams, obviously Celtic, fair enough. But Ross County and St Mirren, if we'd have carried on our unstoppable form, we could have actually had a bit of a gap at the top maybe. I filled in all my extra slots when it came to the staff, which is pretty cool. So we've got the best coaching team, and that, I always say, helps you. We've got the best medical team, that helps you too. So go Team United. This is my squad in January, arranged by his rating. You can see up there Harvey Elliott, who has been injured. Maybe that's part of the reason really we went off the boil a bit in a certain game or two, but we're still a very good team. He'll be back in about 11 days. Mark's suspended. Lawrence is just an absolute beast. 20 goals guaranteed. Anthony Gordon on the left. That front three this year, when you look at the goals and the assists between them, has been fantastic. I can't really complain. Henriksen discarded by, was it Hull or someone like that? And he's a worldie. Garner, very good player. I mean, look at this. Look at this. We are so good this year. It's been so enjoyable, but would it carry on being enjoyable? Let's find out. Now, we jump back in here. It's March, but I've jumped back in here for one specific reason. We're not top of the league anymore. Only 2 points off it, which is insane. If we could get top 2, that's Champions League. And I was thinking the 3rd division of Europe, a Europa League would be great. Champions League would be too much for us, but think of the money. You could lay a foundation with that kind of money, couldn't you? Especially if you got into group stages. Anyway, I'm thinking well too far ahead here. But maybe we are starting to break that old firm grip on the top 2. And there's been a casualty of that. Yeah, Jack Ross has been sacked after just over a year in charge. Obviously, Stevie G was the manager. He left. I think he went to Wolves, didn't he? Gary McAllister came in as a caretaker. Michael Beale has been the caretaker. And now Have you seen who they brought in? I think that is some move by Rangers. Obviously, he's an ex-Rangers player, isn't he? I mean, I think he had a good career after Rangers, didn't he? He was at Rangers, went to Salernitana, did he? And then became a Milan god for quite a while, didn't he? But yeah, I think he even married. Correct me if I'm wrong. This might be bullshit. Isn't his wife Scottish? Did he meet his wife when he was at Rangers? Don't know why that's in my head. It's just popped in my head. We've jumped forward now to the league split, and we are still in second joint. Now this is great. All this is great to look at, but you know, we've got some good loan players. Can we do it again next year? Would be able to loan Elliot back, because look how good Elliot is. High in goal scorer, best player, most assists. His kids tore it up. I can't see his team playing him. As good as he is for us, do you think Liverpool are really going to give him first team opportunities next year? There's got to be a great chance. Fingers crossed we get him back again. I can't lie, it's good. I mean, Celtic have only been beat once. And they've just drawn a lot of games, haven't they? A lot of games. There's even rumours Lennon wants to leave. It keeps popping up. Lennon's going to go, so I've got a feeling that's going to happen. End of the year. Hopefully they sign Jose Mourinho. Because that really helped me with City. When he took over PSG, they went tits up. And this is a squad at this point, and I want to delve into a few things, but I'm worried about time, so I think I'm just going to jump forward to the end of the year. We'll have a look how we went on in the Scottish Cup. We'll have a look where we finished in the league. We'll have a look at a few results, a few games. Well, let's start with the Scottish Cup, and we drew Falkirk. See, we knocked out the Betfred, and we knocked them out the Scottish Cup. And 3-0. Good game. Anthony Gordon, again, both them players who scored. Very good. If we can get them back next year, I'm not looking at anyone new. I want guys that know us. On to the quarter-final, and we played Livingston, who put up a bit of a fight, really. We want the best game. We were quite good. We should have scored. We should have won it. We didn't, and it goes to a replay. A replay at their place where we actually turned up in style, and Lawrence Shankland scored all 4 goals. They created more, but as a team, we were just... And then this happened. Semi-final again. We draw Celtic again. And this time they bloody scrape on through again. On target to probably get another domestic treble. There's 2 things nearly done. The only thing left is the league, innit? Could we really do it? After being really neck and neck with him, we kind of tailed off a little bit. And they ended up winning it by 7 points. But we were miles ahead of Rangers and everyone else. And we've got ourselves a chance to play Champions League football next year, which is amazingly exciting. Had the 2 leading goal scorers in the league, the best player in the league, the most assist maker in the league. Hopefully we can bring Elliot back in on season 4. If we do, I will give him a face. But it's disappointing. 2 semi-finals, get beat off Celtic. So close with Celtic, they only just do us in the league. We're nearly there already, which is insane. So they wrapped up the league, but could they do another domestic treble and bore everyone in the whole entire world to tears? Well, they started off pretty well by beating St Mirren. That was well gunning for Mirren and all. And then completed the domestic treble by beating Hibbies 2-0 in the Scottish Cup final. I swear to you, from this day forth, I'm going to make it my life mission to break the mould, to crack the freaking dominance of Celtic, and to put Dundee United on not just the top of Scottish football, but the world. This is the Championship group games, which is better than our Championship group last year. Got beat off Celtic. Drew with Rangers again. So fair enough, that's pretty cool. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. But before we end, let's look at how we did against Dundee. Well, of course, you used to play each other 4 times. You don't, do you? Team like Dundee or the D, you play 3 times. Because you're going to the league splits, doesn't it? Yeah, that's how it works. So we've only played them 3 times in the league, and the last game we won. So we won all 3 league games, absolutely battered them in this game. Some positives, and the board decided to boost our youth recruitment network, which is always good. You might be able to see in the news, but they're increasing physios, coaches. Let me have a new affiliate, which is going to be Peterhead, at a decent level in League 2. Maybe we can send some of these kids out now, start getting them playing some football if they're not ready just yet. The best striker in the world, nobody wants him, but I don't care. You might notice he's had a pay rise, doubled his wages, stuck 2 years on his contract. He's settled here. He's got no minimum fee, anything. The kid's staying. He's only 26 years old. He's not even at his peak. So we have it. That is the end of episode 3 of Rebuilding Dundee United. There definitely will be a season 4 and episode 4. I got stuck into it as always. I'm well ahead, so keep your eyes out for that. I'm not sure when it'll be out. Possibly the Monday after this is released. That's my aim. We'll have to wait and see. But thank you for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. Get involved in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of what I did this year. We definitely improved. Can I do it again next year? We'll have to wait and see. You'll have to tune in for that. If you've not already, go and catch up with my Stockport series, The Scarf My Father Wore. It is an awesome series, man. I'm enjoying making it, and if you actually watched it, I think you would love it. So go and check it out. And thank you very much for all the support with this. You're an absolute legend. Take care, be happy, be safe, and booed. I'll see you next time.